What's up, guys? TraderStos here. I want to show you guys what I did in the ES, the E-mini futures S&P 500. This is April 7th here. This is the day as a whole. If we just back it up onto yesterday, huge bull trend there yesterday, with a little bit of selling into the close, but such strong bullish pressure, maybe you can expect a little follow-through buying today. So that's what we got here on bar one, and as I've mentioned in my intro videos, and I believe when I was talking about yesterday over here, I'm not really too great with trading the opening range, just because there's a lot of emotion, there's a lot of fear and greed, there's a lot of uncertainty in the morning, and I'm trying to look for certainty. I'm trying to look for when the always in position is clear, and I need more than one bar. I need more info than one bar to know what's going on. So I usually wait the first few bars of the day out, and that's what I did here. Also, from looking at the daily chart, it is this day. I got a couple extra days because when I was doing my recordings, the software I was using wasn't allowing me to upload to YouTube, so I had to do these videos over. But anyways, this is 4/7, so this is the trading day we're talking about today. And because we had such a big day yesterday, nice bull trend bar, I was thinking that we probably have to trade above this bar today just to see if there are buyers or sellers above that bar. So that's what we did today, and we got an answer on the fourth bar of the day here, and it just looks like they sold, above this high. Big tail, couldn't reach the magnet, couldn't close above these bars, so it's looking a bit weak, So I waited that out. I'm not doing anything. I'm not really tempted to short yet. Here I am a little tempted to short. It broke the moving average. We might get a nice little flush down to the low of the day, but it's still a little uncertain. At the same time, this is probably like 50% here. Let's see. And traders buy 50% pullback, so it's a little more than 50%. But bottom line is I just didn't take it. And then I saw this next bar, and I was just a little bit slow at getting my order placed, and it kind of just went without me. And then found buyers right here at the low of the day, and reversed up. So now we got, big up, big down. It's looking like, we might have a trading range day as opposed to a trend day. Trend days start off, like this. They don't start off, normally they don't start off like this. But anyways, I'm not really looking to go long above that bar yet. Like I said, I'm looking for certainty. That's why I didn't take this trade. I just wasn't too certain. I would have took this trade. I was just too slow, a little hesitant. At this point, I'm seeing a double top here, and this could easily turn down. This is probably also around 50%. Let's see. Yeah, it's around 50%, and shorts will come in, and they'll short 50% up on this bear leg. Just thinking this is a pullback, and it'll go around 50% here, and then keep going down. So I'm still flat. I haven't taken a trade yet. And then bam, we get this nice bar closing, pretty much almost on its high, and closing strongly above the double top. We could have a double top here at this point, but because of this big up, big down, and then we get three bull bars, I'm thinking there's a high or a decently high probability that we test the high of the day here. So I actually bought one tick above this bar, and I was looking to get out at the high of the day, and I wasn't too happy with my entry bar here. This big tail, it couldn't even close above this bar. It's looking a little weak, and also the high of this bar is 20.7875. So if I'm buying one tick above that bar, it means I'm buying 20.79, and the high of this bar is 2080.50, and in order for any bull scalpers to scalp out with 1 point, if they got in at 2079 like I did, that means it has to go to 2080.25 in order for them to get out at 2080. And that's what it did. It went up to 2080.50, so I went a little higher, but pretty much this just means that bulls scalped out for 1 point. They weren't too confident in the trend, but I saw 4 bull bars in a row, and I held on to my trade. I thought there was still a good chance that we could test the high. Now we got 5 bull bars in a row. It hasn't this isn't too great of a bar, but it's 5 bars in a row. I can't ignore that. So I held on to my trade, still feeling confident. At this point, I'm not too happy. Now we got a double top. We couldn't even close strongly above, this tail. I'm not happy, so I'm looking to see what the next bar looks like. I mean, we do have 6 bars in a row here, so we have a lot of bullish pressure. We got moving averages below us, so I'm pretty much expecting bulls to protect their positions that they have in here. So I'm not too worried, but once we got this ugly doji, my premise kind of changed, and I was worried about the double top. I was worried about big up, big down, big up, big confusion, a lot of two-sided trading. So I'm looking to take an earlier profit at this point, and I'm looking to get out with 2 points here at 81. So I had a limit order placed at 81, and the high of this bar is 2081, but it has to tick through that price in order for me to get filled. So now this is the second time that the order has went right up to my limit profit taking target and reversed down. It happened here and it happened again here, so I'm getting a little worried, and I placed a limit order to get out at 2080 with just 1 point, and I believe I was actually filled on this bar like right before it closed. And had I stuck to my original premise, I would have been able to get out at the high of the day with the next bar. But I was just feeling a little shaky here, and as were all the rest of the bulls, because when it did go above this bar, they took profits, and bears also came in and shorted, as evidence of this really, really, really ugly bar. So I was only able to get a point out of this, unfortunately, but 1 point is better than no points and negative points. So it is what it is. I waited this out. We're in a trading range now. At this point, I'm not really too tempted to short under here. If that was stronger, it would have broke the moving average, just like this broke the moving average. So I'm not tempted to go short here. Even if I was, it didn't trigger because it didn't trade below that bar. So it's all good. I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting for a setup. And at this point, I see a wedge, One push down, market goes up. Second push down, market goes up. Third push down. So this is a wedge bull flag. And I'm just waiting to see what the next bar, the next signal bar looks like. And we got a decent signal bar. The only thing that could have made this better was if it closed on its high. And above the moving average, but close is close enough sometimes. I decided to take this trade. I bought 1 tick above this bar here, and I was looking for about 2 points. I was looking to get up to around here. I figured that was pretty reasonable, and I figured since we found sellers earlier in the day in this area that we'll find sellers again there. So at this point, I mismanaged this trade. I had really good contacts with the wedge bull flag, a pretty good signal bar, a pretty good entry bar, but I just, I was just feeling weird about it. The market is a feeling process, so sometimes you have to trust your instinct and what you're feeling. But I definitely mismanaged this trade because I ended up scalping out with a point. I got in at 78, 75 here, and I saw this go to 79.50. This was the high, and I was just concerned about double topping here and turning down So I ended up getting out on this bar, and with just a point. And unfortunately, had I stayed in the trade, I would have got my profit here on this bar as it reached 2 points and this area. At this point, I'm thinking maybe, this will be like a leg one, leg two type of move. So this is leg one. This is leg two. Brings us up to the magnet and the high of the day here. So, but at the same time, there's just not enough room, and I'm not too certain that it's gonna happen. So, even if I was, it didn't trigger. I couldn't buy above this bar. It didn't reach there. So, I'm just kind of on the sidelines here, waiting for the next setup. It's looking like a trading range. It might reach that magnet, but now they're starting to sell above bars. They sold above this bar here as evidence of this tail. They sold above this bar and these bars as evidence of this tail and doji. So, maybe sellers are trying to take it down. And, at this point, I don't want to short right under this bar because this is a pretty tight bull channel, and I'm expecting bulls to protect their positions, but at the same time, this broke the moving average pretty nicely. I just kind of want to see what the follow-through looks like, and we got good follow-through. So at this point, I actually placed a stop order to go short one tick below this bar, and it didn't trigger. And now we're getting like a nice little channel up, and now we get this bear bar, and I believe, was it this bar? No, I might have had a stop order to go short underneath this bar, but as you can see, it did not trigger, and now it's looking like we might be entering some sort of trading range here. So I'm just waiting all this out. I might have had a stop order to go short underneath this bar, but it didn't trigger, and I didn't have one to go short underneath this bar because now I'm just thinking we're entering a trading range. But once we get this, I got a little excited and I decided to short underneath this bar. So I'm in at 2078 here, and I was looking for 2 points. I believe I was looking at a measured move target here of this. Yep. And just looking, it broke the neckline nicely here, if you want to call it a neckline, and brings us down to about 2076. So that's 2 points for my entry here at 2078. So that was my original profit target. But once I saw this, look what happened. For all of us that shorted here at 2078, if we wanted to get out with 1 point at 2077, it has to tick through that price, and it did just that, and then reversed up. So now I'm thinking, bears aren't too confident in this, and that they just scalped out with 1 point. I also see this wedge, 1 push down, 2 pushes down, 3 pushes down. So this is acting like a wedge bull flag, just like this was. And I got scared, so I placed a limit order to get out at 2077 once this bar closed. And thankfully I was filled on this bar, and the market just started channeling up. And at this point, I'm really interested to see what's going to happen at this price level, because clearly bears shorted under this bar. So if any of those bears are still holding their positions, they're going to protect it once it gets back to their position, as they often do. And, it looks like they're protecting it, but bulls just ended up being a little bit stronger. And at this point, I ended up placing a stop order to go long, 1 tick above the high of this bar, looking for like a measured move. And this took us to, the magnet and the high of the day area, so I thought that was reasonable. But it did not trigger, and at this point I'm pulling my order. That's an ugly signal bar. I don't want to buy on top of that, but it didn't get triggered anyways. And now it's what's this bar? Yeah, it's 3 o'clock here, and I have to go to a meeting because I work in a wonderful, wonderful corporate cubicle hell cell world. But anyways, So now I'm in my meeting and I ended up missing all of this here. It's tough to say what I would have done. Even if I wanted to short under this bar, I wouldn't have gotten triggered because it didn't tick through that price. If I wanted to short under here, I would have gotten filled. But you know, it's easy to look back at the chart and say, "Oh yeah, I would have done this, I would have done that." But you know, as I said, where was it? Over here, over here. You know, the market is a feeling process, and you know, I don't know what I would have been feeling at this point. It's really tough to say. Um, you know, maybe I would have been looking for like a measured move over here, but you know, it wasn't around. And I actually came back around 3:30 here. Um, you know, like a minute before this bar closed, and you know, I was, you know, tempted to go short underneath this bar, but I don't like when I, you know, get back to my desk after being away from it, and I'll pull the platform back up, and bam, all of a sudden there's this beautiful setup calling my name, you know. I don't like that because I haven't been in sync and in feel with the market. I've been away from my desk, so, you know, the market is a feeling process. So, unfortunately, I did not take the short underneath this bar, and we got a nice little flush. And if you do a measured move here, you know, it breaks the neckline over here, and look where the buying takes place, you know. And the market has inertia, so, you know, it goes a little further. It tends to keep doing what it has been doing, so, you know, inertia carried the market, but it's clear to see the profit taking happening at this bar here. And at this point, it's, you know, 20 minutes left in the day. It's really tough to go short anywhere in here. You know, how much lower can it really go? Maybe it hits this magnet, and that's exactly what it ended up doing, and just kind of stayed around there for the day. So, you know, I was 3 for 3 today, all 1 point scalps. Not exactly what I like to do in the market. As I said, I really like to swing positions and go for a profit target that's twice my initial risk. But in a day like this, I mean, there really is no always in position. You know, it went sideways the whole day until, you know, maybe right here it turned into always in short. And that's when traders started swinging their positions. But for the rest of the day, you know, we got big up, big down, big up, big confusion in here, a lot of two-sided trading, algorithms all trading against each other. You know, everyone's making money because they're managing their trades correctly and they have all the capital in the world to do so. But for individual traders, especially beginners like me, and hopefully, you know, any of you guys, you know, we have to adapt. We have to be quicker to take profits, because that's what everyone else is doing. You know, until we get a clear, always in position. So that's what I did in the ES today. Please, please, please send me an email, guys. TraderStos@gmail.com. STOS is how you spell Stos. TraderStos@gmail.com. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you guys are doing. We can Skype. We can go over our strategies together. I want to build a community of traders, guys. You guys, if you are in your young, humble beginnings like I am, but you have proprietary trading knowledge, I hope you can see that what I'm showing you is proprietary trading knowledge. I want to talk to you guys. I want to grow together, build relationships with you guys, and grow into the mentors that we look up to today. So please, please, please send me an email, TraderStos@gmail.com. And be on the lookout. I'll be doing these videos every day. Thanks a lot, guys.